7-footers, we are back with our best segment.
Hot topics.
Hot topics. And we
I
are...
gotta work on that jingle.
Oh.
Like Hot Pockets, you know? We talked about it last week.
No.
No,
But...
don't do that dance in the jingle, please.
No. But seriously, let's get into it, all right? We are about to enter Game 4 of the NBA Finals 2018. Cavs, Warriors. The Cavs are down, what is it, 3-0?
3-0.
And let's talk about a little bit. I know we may be jumping the gun, but let's talk about where LeBron's going to go. We have 7 teams he's potentially talking to, all right? Obviously, the Cavs he's already on. The Warriors, the Sixers, the Celtics, the Rockets, the Lakers, and...
Miami Heat.
The Miami Heat. His old 2-chip team. All right, let's get into it. What do you think about this? Where's he going to go, and what are your predictions?
I mean, here's the thing. Wherever LeBron goes, that team has championship aspirations, right?
Absolutely.
Like right
they
away.
actually have playoff aspirations first.
Right, and but with him, it's we're going to the finals, and I have to win, right?
Isn't that crazy?
It is crazy, but here's sort of what's kind of happened. Let's take a step back, and this is why LeBron is where he is right now. When he initially formed that super team with Miami, with Wade and with Bosh, their initial goal was...
That's where super teams came from.
Well, yeah, I mean...
In my opinion.
Super teams in the free agency sense, because super teams always existed in the history of the league. They were just done differently, right? The Celtics in the 80s, the Lakers, they were all super teams. They were just done differently. It wasn't the free agency that we see now. LeBron gave every player in the NBA the blueprint on what you can do with your career. And that is to take ownership of it, right?
The blueprint.
Because you are the master of your own career. Don't let anybody tell you where you have to go and what you have to do. You do what's in the best situation for you to accomplish whatever your goals are. And mind you, not every player's goals are the same. Some wants to win multiple championships, some want all the money. It's all different.
I love the way you speak, Gerard.
Well, good. I'm glad. So he said, and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, they wanted to win not 1, not 2, not 3, all those chips. Okay, they only ended up winning 2, but went to 4 finals.
2 championships in 4 years. Let's just think about
Pretty good. But here's what actually happened. Kevin Durant followed that blueprint and went to the Warriors. So they're the team now.
Here he goes.
Well, hold on. But they're the team now looking like they're going to win not 1, not 2, but possibly 3 or 4. So LeBron is now like, well, wait a minute. This is the team that for the foreseeable future, if I want to add titles to my legacy, I'm going to have to go through. Well, this current cast of characters I have clearly ain't cutting it. So
absolutely not.
I have to go somewhere and figure out how can I get the right talent together to dethrone that crew. And again, we mentioned in the top of the show, that's a tough team to beat with KD, Steph, Clay, Draymond.
We have 4 All-Stars.
Right, so
potentially.
LeBron's got to go somewhere where he's got at least, right? I mean, so...
At least some...
So the question is...
Some help.
Does he go to LA, the Lakers? Here's the thing about the Lakers.
No.
The Lakers have lots of cap space. So they can bring free agents in. Everyone's like, oh, but you got Brandon Ingram and lots of those young guys. Yo, those young guys ain't staying there. If LeBron comes, I'd be surprised if more than one of them's going to be
Wouldn't
there.
they want to play with LeBron James?
Yeah, they would want to, but he don't want to play with them. That's the point. It isn't about if they want to. Of course they want to.
Do you think he's going to come in and push them out?
Of course, because he needs guys he knows can perform.
Do you think he's going to come
win.
in and have if he were to go to the Lakers, do you think he's going to come in and have them draft in players that he wants?
The one thing that...
Who does he want?
The one thing that Magic Johnson but Magic Johnson specifically, as the greatest Laker of all time, knows is the Lakers care about championships. So Magic knows, if I get Bron in here, we're going to win a chip, I will get rid of Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, whoever, to get what LeBron needs to win. Now, we're putting the cart before the horse. I think Julius Randle is an unrestricted free agent, if I'm not mistaken. Or a restricted free agent, which means the Lakers can offer a match to the offer sheet. Guess what? They may not let him walk. Or if he's unrestricted, they may not even bother anyway. He can just go. The question is Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball. What do you do there? One of them's got to go. They both can't stay. I think Bron will want to keep a guy like Kyle Kuzma.
Oh,
Right?
the steal of the draft.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
keep Kyle Kuzma.
I think he'll like Kyle Kuzma.
Absolutely.
But they have enough cap space this summer to sign 2 max guys. So Paul George could be a max guy, right? And LeBron's a max guy.
But did you see the reports that reportedly the Rockets are going to try and target Paul George and LeBron James? I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit here with the topics, but I need to know your thoughts on a hypothetical situation if the Rockets take LeBron James and Paul George. What the hell? And I am cursing a little bit on this pod. What does that mean for the Rockets? Assisting, obviously the incredible James Harden and
but that's
CP3.
the thing. Whoa. If you're getting LeBron and Paul George, you can't afford Chris Paul too.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I don't know because James is already on the Supermax. So
James, you got to pay the Supermax.
well, he's already locked in his Supermax.
Yeah.
So
and
that
then
money's
you have
spoken
Harden
for.
who signed already.
Right. Yeah. Right. He's good. So the question here is, what do they do going forward? How does that work? What does that look like? I don't know if that makes sense. Now, look, I will say this: those 3 guys, that's a nice 3-headed monster to go after the Golden State Warriors, right? Because now
'Cause you need a super team.
you
to
got
go.
Paul George. Look, as I say it all the time, no one can stop KD. But guess what? If Paul George is on him, you got LeBron is freewheeling now to do what he's got to do, and James Harden can go off and do what he's right. That limits what the Warriors can do.
Yeah.
But again, we're putting the cart before the horse. Back to the Lakers situation. The reason why I say Lakers.
Sorry, I
No,
distracted you
It's-
with my
it's-
so many
it's fine.
scenarios.
The Lakers offer a chance for the team to mold itself around what LeBron wants to do. Here's the problem with that, though.
I want to hear.
LeBron's only got, I don't want to speak for the man, but this is year 15, right? We can't assume he's going to play another 10 years in the league. It's probably highly unlikely, right? If you bring LeBron in and you get rid of all your young guys and he's gone, yes, you win some chips. What's your rebuild going to look like? Right? Like he's going to hamstring.
What's more important, the chips or?
Listen, Jeannie Buss and Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka, like, we got to win chips, so that might
What's
all work
more
for them.
important?
Look, chips are all that matters in Laker Town, and they haven't been in a while. So look, I get it. I'm just saying the after effects when LeBron leaves on your franchise.
Yes, but 10 years later.
Oh, but what do you, I mean? That means he played 25 years in the league. Like,
Hey.
I mean, he is a robot. So
He's LeBron James. I'm sorry. I mean, if you guys haven't gotten this by now, I am the number one believer.
Jenna is a
in
LeBron
James.
stan. Look, I get it. I'm just saying, you got to think about it more
No,
than
I
just
got
in
you.
the immediate.
I got you.
And he's not gonna want to play with all those young dudes. He's just not.
Well, here's my thing. I think LeBron needs to go somewhere where he has a young point guard, but also some veterans. I think he needs a mix of both. And you know what? I mean, let's be serious.
Well, you know who we did have on his team, those young point guard at one time that seemed to work pretty well, but then didn't work out so well. It was Kyrie Irving, but it's a different story for a different day. Well, and among the teams you mentioned, Celtics, he'll be talking to them too.
All right, here's my thing, okay? Let's be serious, all right, guys? LeBron James is most likely going to leave Cleveland. All right, in the case that he does not have a good place that he's going to go to, but if there is a place that he's going to go to, honestly, and I know I keep preaching this, I agree with Philly. I really think he's going to fit in Philly. And I know you said he may stunt Simmons' growth, which I agree, and I'm scared about that. But he needs to go somewhere where he has star power, a good center, a consistent center, if he isn't injury prone, aka Embiid. But
well, that's the other thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think
LeBron will think about those things. Look, what we're basically saying is there is no perfect landing spot for him.
No, he doesn't have an ideal spot to go
No, there really isn't.
So it's like, where can we go?
Which is why Cleveland is still in play, because...
Okay, I need to ask you this.
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yes.
Do you really think this man, going to be 34 years old,
wants to stay in Cleveland?
Wants to stay in Cleveland and carry this team on his back?
Well, the question there again is...
And, like, let's think about this season. Damn.
The question is, does he trust Kobe Altman and Dan Gilbert?
No.
I think we know the answer to that,
No.
right? I mean, his relationship with those men are not good, in particular Dan Gilbert,
No.
right? I mean, it's one of those things where
And
it's
it's sad
like,
'cause
we
him and
work
Ty
together,
Lue-
but I don't really roll with this guy.
No.
The young guys they brought in, maybe with the training camp, they might get... But look...
Which trade?
But
The 15th or the...
well, the other one with Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance.
Oh, yes, that one.
And look, those guys are, they're who they are right now. Not great NBA players.
Growing.
They're getting better, but look, LeBron doesn't have time for people to get better.
No,
right?
he needs to go to a team with talent and places that he can go to where
Yeah.
he can win chips, where he can actually still pull out triple doubles, aka last game, without killing himself in the process.
Well, especially too because
the
process, yes. Which look, Philly makes a lot of sense, but the question is again, this could be. And I said this I think maybe 1 or 2 episodes ago. This could be the healthiest the Philly team ever is.
You're very right.
Embiid could, and look, we don't want that. So knock on wood. I hope Embiid and Simmons are both healthy for the rest of their careers.
Amen.
But this could have been Embiid's healthiest season, and then we don't know. And then Simmons,
No, you're right.
we're all like, okay, Simmons is gonna learn a jump shot. What if he never learns a jump shot? And then the Markelle Fultz thing. I mean, yikes.
Markelle Fultz is on an island with Kawhi Leonard, hanging out and not setting their location or dropping a pin.
Listen, why are you disrespecting Kawhi like that, man?
I'm not. I'm just saying we don't know where Kawhi is. Well, okay, tell me truthfully.
Do I know where Kawhi is?
Kawhi Leonard is going next season?
Well, he's back. He doesn't have to go anywhere. He's still under contract with the Spurs.
Okay, I get it. But if he wasn't, where's he going?
I don't know. L.A. maybe? Philly?
We don't know.
Imagine Kawhi on Philly.
Ooh, Kawhi, we vibe.
That's nice. That's a nice squad.
We vibe with Kawhi.
Listen, ultimately LeBron's talking to a lot of teams, but part of that's going to be just to get a landscape of the league. Try to, because we talk about LeBron all the time is how smart he is.
Yeah.
He's also going to be feeling these GMs out to get a little bit of sort of
He's so
handle
smart.
on where do I think they're going, what's the future of the league looking like. There's a lot of different things, and also, again, what sets him up for the best chance to win long term.
Exactly, and we know LeBron wants chips. He's
Yes,
not
he's-
trying to just play.
He's in it for the
He
chips.
wants
Yes.
chips.
When
And
I
don't
get here,
blame
we
him.
go into the finals.
I don't blame him.
Well-
if I'm gonna be this age and work this hard, whatever, I'm gonna win some chips.
He's a legacy player. Legacy players play for that's what he does right now. He's
Mad
not.
respect.
Listen, it's great.
You
It's
know.
going to be an interesting off season. I think we're going to have a lot more movement than people think.
And we talked about free agency.
Yeah, there's going to be some dominoes. Boogie Cousins, does he get a max? I mean, there's coming off the Achilles. It just. The question is, and again, what does the rest of the league do? Because LeBron's going to be the first domino that falls. By the way, we should report that. Well, we're not reporting, but ESPN's Rachel Nichols reported that KD will be re-signing with the Warriors, right? So he's going to re-up.
And you know what? Really quick, there's a lot of reports also, which Rachel Nichols, shout out, also reports that KD might not stay with them as long as we all thought.
Well, I think look, he's gonna do
And
like
that's a conversation.
he's
for
gonna
another
do like
time.
LeBron. We're gonna keep signing these 2-year deals, so it's a 1 year with the 1 year option. So at the end of the year, you can assess what you want to do. Because look, and this will dovetail nicely into our next topic. How long do the Warriors keep this going? This is gonna get old for the Warriors at some point, and there is a level of fatigue mentally that you take going to the finals year after year after year after year. This is the Warriors'
Thank you for saying
fourth
this. Yes.
consecutive trip to the finals. They go again next 5. Listen, bands break up all the time. We talk about LeBron and 8 straight finals appearances. They weren't all with the same team,
That's insane.
right? Miami, then that got old, left. Cleveland, looks like this is getting old. Listen, it's hard for the band to stay together. Guys just get, it's not that guys don't like each other. You just get annoyed. It's just the same thing over and over and over. The regular season becomes less and less meaningful. You've less to get you upwards. Human nature. You are the hunted, not the hunter anymore. It's easier when you're climbing to that top spot. Not that it's easy to get to the top spot, but you have a goal to keep chasing. When you are at the top, ain't nowhere else to go but down. I'm already here. So you have to fend off people, and it gets harder over time. So who knows how long the Warriors can keep this going? Yeah, sure, it looked good for now. Sure, I mean, but listen, this regular season, they were bored AF with this regular season, as we saw. And the Rockets damn near almost beat them last series. Hey, Chris Paul's healthy. Who knows how that series changes? So we have no idea what happens next year. So for LeBron and the rest of the league, their still number one goal is how do we topple this Warriors team? We might see more stars and all-stars and different players figuring out how do we connect with each other to give ourselves the best chance to defeat these teams. Because look, you have a super team budding in Philadelphia with Simmons and Embiid. You have one budding in Boston with Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving there. I mean, look, it's going to be harder and harder to get past a handful of teams. And this league in this history has shown us you don't win titles with one dude. It's always 2, 3, and not 3 and 4 dudes. And like when I say dudes, I mean dudes, not just 3 like run-of-the-mill NBA guys. You need those dudes. And again, as I always say, there's only a handful of them in the league. So when Golden State has 2 of them, well,
Well, there it is.
I mean, that's problematic. So it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. LeBron, of course, is the domino that matters. Once he makes up his mind and that domino falls and the word leaks out around that, we'll see where the rest of this stuff goes from there. It'll be interesting.
Gerard.
It'll be interesting.
Gerard.
It'll be
this
interesting.
man puts things in place for me that I would have never.
That's what I'm here
pictured.
for. That's what I'm here for.
And
To
that
give you
is
perspective
what
on
he
this
is here
stuff.
for. And you know what? That is, our finals prediction. And let's roll into more
More hot topics.
More
What else we
hot
got?
topics. All right. Listen, here's my question. And I know you'll disagree with me, but I obviously
You don't care. Oh my God.
don't agree with this. Who's our finals MVP?
We did that already.
I'm just saying. I
Oh.
just want you to say it one more time.
It is Kevin Durant. Done. Now, here's the thing. LeBron, through the course of this playoffs, has been the best player.
It's Steph Curry. If LeBron was still here, it would be him, but it's Steph Curry.
It is not
I just
Steph-
want him to say it one more time.
It's Kevin Durant, not
I
Steph
thought
Curry.
I would catch him off guard, but of course he was on point. He was
It's-
like, "We already did
It's
this."
Kevin Durant, not Steph Curry. We're all good.
I'm actually the annoying. All right, fine. Introduce us into our next hot topic.
You want to talk about the refs? Clearly not. She doesn't. She don't want
Let's talk about the refs. What should we say?
Well, look,
about the refs?
I don't want to spend too much time lamenting on this, and
I don't either.
It gives fans sort of the wrong perspective, but the NBA refs were on Twitter during Game 3.
Yes, they live tweeted.
Right, live tweeted talking about the game.
Impressive to make an effort.
Which, in theory, sounds like a great idea. In practice, I don't know.
No.
Look, the refs have been bad this postseason. They just have been overall. Now,
A lot of people complain.
I always like to say this, though. One call does not decide the outcome of a game, right?
No.
Because, again, we go back to Game 1. The reason the Cavs lost wasn't because they overturned the block charge call. That wasn't the reason. Because the Cavaliers had numerous chances after that to win the game. George Hill hits 2 free throws. JR, when he grabs the rebound, he goes right back up with a lay. And then it went to overtime. There were so many opportunities to win the game. So that isn't it. Look, the referees have been bad this postseason, and there have been some inconsistencies during the regular season as well. I think, again, just as like in any business where you want your management and your employees to get better, you invest in training and what have you, it's the same thing with the NBA. Just make sure these guys, listen, if you want the best guys there, and you want people dedicated and honed into their craft. And look, it's not always easy in the heat of the moment, and they're human, right? When the crowd is when the crowd is going one way and going crazy, listen, that stuff affects these guys sometimes. Not that they're doing it on purpose, but it just happens.
Exactly.
But what we want is for there to be consistency across the board, right? Know what is a block, what is a charge. That's one of the hardest calls to make, but I get it. And then again, with the rip-through move, what's a rip-through? What's a shooting foul? What's a non-shooting foul? Just be consistent. even if you're consistently bad, at least you're consistent. Once there's consistency, I think we'll have a lot less issues with the refs. But again, that is for what it is. Adam Silver and the NBA front office and the referees, they didn't do a better job of just being consistent. That's all.
No, I completely agree. I can't argue with Gerard on that, even though I love to argue with him. I can't do it. We need to get into the next hot topic.
Oh, damn. I think I know where you're going.
The mood got extremely somber in here. I don't want to get to this, but we have to. Colangelo.
I mean, we're not sad.
No. Oh, we're not sad.
Well, look, I mean, nothing's happening to us.
I just hate that, like, this happens within the league. Brian Colangelo, GM of Philly.
Not anymore.
Ex-GM of Philly is out in Philly. His wife, Barbara, Bottini, admitted that she was behind the Twitter accounts that, linked him to saying horrible things about players, leaking medical information, a numerous amount of things. I mean, I know this was a rumor to start, but are you kidding me? This is like a soap opera.
Brian left her holding the bag on that one.
This is like a soap opera.
The report said that Brian Colangelo had no knowledge. It determined he had no knowledge of the other accounts, that this was all his wife's doing.
Yeah.
What are the chances your wife has 4 burner accounts?
And what is the chance the wife is doing?
Tweeting out these things that are about the team that, how would she know unless she either overheard you or you told her?
Exactly.
Look, regardless of the fact he's gone, it's problematic. Look, this goes to say that maybe Brian Colangelo shouldn't have been in that position in the first place, right? To be in that proper position. We know Jerry Colangelo, his dad, was introduced to Josh Harris, one of the owners of the 76ers, to be a special advisor. Well, lo and behold, the special advisor advises the owner, why don't you hire my son as your GM? Like nepotism at its finest, right? And look, Brian was trashing Hinkie, and look, we all know that Adam didn't like that Hinkie was tanking and doing all those things to get draft picks. But look, this is how the system is set up. Here's how the NBA works. You either need to be really good, Warriors, have LeBron, Rockets, whatever, or be terrible. It doesn't help you to be in the middle because you want to get draft picks and you want to get top 3 draft picks. Why? Because historically, over the history of this league, teams that win championships, their lead player is almost always a lottery draft pick and a top 3, top 5 lottery draft pick. How do you get a top 3 and top 5 pick? You have to be bad during the regular season to get that. And why is that helpful for the team? Because it gets you young talent cheap on a rookie contract, right? Which means you get to control that player. You can offer them the most money, all the different things that allows you to keep players for so long, right? That's the reason why LeBron stayed at Cleveland so long in the beginning. Why KD stayed at OKC for all those years. Because those teams have the money to pay you the most because they drafted you. That's the reason for that. And when you draft these once-in-a-generational type guys, that's what you do. You can only get those guys in the draft and at the top end of the draft, almost always. Well, you got to be real bad to be in the top end of the draft. So, but as a league, Adam Silver doesn't want teams tanking because fans pay money for tickets. And they don't. But look, they need to change the system then, right? Then do draft lottery reform. But, that's not actually going to happen. So this is where we are. So Hinkie did what was basic. Look, we're not going to be good. I'm not going to waste my time trying to win 38 games to fight for an 8 seed. For what? So I can be out of the lottery? No, we'll just stink. And we won't win any games. And I'll keep drafting number one. And eventually, if I draft number 1 enough times, I'm going to hit. And it looks like, look, they got 2 guys who look like they are super duper stars in Simmons and Embiid.
The way you just put that sold me.
Listen, that's what it is. Now,
so much more than anyone else has ever.
Not that, and this was Brian Colangelo's fault now, where he should be negligent on this. They traded their pick so that Danny Ainge in Boston could get who they wanted, who was Jason Tatum. And the Sixers said, no, we want Markelle Fultz. Could you imagine if Jason Tatum was on the Sixers instead of on the Celtics? That is gross negligence right now. Look, it's early. Fultz could get better. We don't know. But looking at that right now, the Celtics won that one.
Can I ask you a question?
Ask away.
Where is Mark?
Well, he's been on Instagram putting out videos of him
And
dunking
listen,
and doing some things.
Don't get me wrong. I love Markelle Fultz. Have spoken to him. Sweet guy. Extremely humble. But
Yeah.
none of us still know
Yeah.
the reason behind what was
The
the injury?
Yeah.
What even
The injury.
was the injury?
His shot's broken. I don't. Yeah. It's bad all around. We don't know what's going on there.
No.
But look,
no.
Colangelo's out in Phoenix, which is good. I'm sorry, not in Phoenix, in Philadelphia. Here's what I would do if I'm Josh Harris, the Sixers owner. I'm calling David Griffin up,
Okay.
ex-Cavs GM, because if I think I want to get LeBron, Griff's got a good relationship with one LeBron James.
And Simmons and LeBron have the same agent.
Clutch Sports, that's correct, yeah.
So let's talk about it.
Look, it as we said, there is no great spot for LeBron to land, but Philly offers a lot of the things that he might like. Again, I think there's a lot of overlap with him and Simmons because they do the same things. LeBron just does them better. And LeBron can shoot and Simmons can't. So,
Ooh.
well, it's just factual.
Here's my thing. Honestly, all in all, before we drag this out, because we're definitely going to have another pod in like a week about where LeBron's going in free agency.
Well, because by then the finals will be over.
Exactly. So here's my thing. I really think, long story short, that his best fit is in Philly. I really do. I've had the feeling for a while. I really do.
And Philly has they'll have some cap space this summer, and they have the
cap
number
space. They made it to
10
the
pick, I think.
playoffs.
Is it 10? I think so. They're in the top 10, I think.
You know they're good. Why don't we move on to Detroit's head coach? I feel like we're in the search of this for a while.
We talk about this every week.
We do.
John Beilein said, "No, I'm out. No, thank you. I don't want a Michigan Wolverine coach. That's fine. Beilein probably should stay in college anyway. No, because it's a better fit. Look, we talked about this. I don't know what that organization's doing, and there's no GM in place right now. So how are you going to hire a coach before you hire a GM?
Exactly.
That makes no sense unless, dear God, whoever they hire, they're giving him coach and GM responsibilities. Which
Oh no. We already learned that wasn't okay.
right, we saw that doesn't work. So look. There's nothing really. Dwayne Casey is being interviewed there, and Casey's, just got fired at Toronto, but was coach of the year. Like, Dwayne's a good coach.
Yeah, we've seen he's been getting some open looks.
Dwayne's a good coach. Again, the problem is that roster and that Blake Griffin deal, and it's not good. It's just not good.
It's not.
And look, I get it. There are only 30 NBA head coaching jobs, so listen. If they're open and you get offered it, you got to take it. But
yeah,
winning in Detroit anytime soon doesn't look like it's happening.
Detroit is a problem. Sacramento Kings are a problem.
Oh my God.
Phoenix is a problem.
Oh my God.
But on a lighter note, to close out Hot Topics, even though Kevin Durant isn't my favorite subject, let's talk about how he paid for the first year college tuition of 4 special students.
Yeah, he surprised
in the Bay Area.
Yeah, that was really cool. Really cool.
I mean, this is what it's about. This is what I love, and I'm so happy to close out Hot Topics on this.
Well, again, and you're gonna love this. You gotta pay respect to LeBron, because LeBron just sets the blueprint for these guys.
Oh.
I mean, LeBron, through his academy and his foundation, is paying for, I want to say it's a couple hundred students 4 years worth of college tuition. Because that's the program he has set up. So it's not to denigrate what KD's doing, because KD's focus is different, but LeBron's foundation is built around education.
And nobody can knock this. I don't mean to cut you off, but nobody can knock this, that LeBron's focus and mentality, aside from the game, is much bigger than the game itself.
It is.
He wants to help these Akron kids. He always said, I'm a kid from Akron. Like whatever. I always say.
I know, but it's like Acorn.
No, I always say Akron. It's Akron. Whatever.
Okay, you can say Akron. It's fine. No, listen,
I like Akron.
Akron works. Bron,
But yeah, I mean, he always helps these kids.
He's a different kind of athlete than in terms of what he does with his position and what he's doing. I mean, he's very forthright about social issues. He wants to help. He's really trying to make a difference in the world beyond basketball, because I think he greatly appreciates where he is in his station in life, right? Yes, is he supremely talented and got a lot of athletic gifts? Yes, but he works really hard, and I don't think he takes for granted 1 minute where he is and where he came from. So
Never.
if he can help out some other kids, he's going to do it. 'Cause I think there are moments where he sits back in his life and he, not in the middle of the finals, but where he looks back and he says, man, remember when we were homeless? Remember when I had to move in and out of different houses and different projects and whatever? I mean, now I'm almost a damn near billionaire. Like that, I mean, in one lifetime, he's created generational wealth. That is insanity.
He's so giving.
And he's so giving with it because it's just, wow. He realizes how fortunate he is. Yes, he worked really hard to get there, but because of that talent, because of the industry he's in, he can amass so much. If only everybody, and not outside of sports, we're talking about like wealthy business people and all that.
Oh, yeah.
If they could do the same thing.
Anyone who's even not a public figure.
Right. The world would be a lot better place if people would just,
It would be. And,
Good note to end 7 footers on, I think.
right? LeBron is such a great person. Sorry,
yes,
just had
but
to brag about
listen.
him one more.
LeBron, we know on this podcast there are a few patron saints. Most of them from Jenna because she loves every dude in the NBA. But LeBron,
My men! I just have my list!
you're like, that looks like 50 people.
It's
but,
like 20.
But LeBron, listen, we know he is.
So much respect.
He's the guy. Much respect, LeBron, and just all you're doing. And now look, we'll be back next
And
week.
Katie.
And Kate, listen, KD is KD. We'll be back next week, and by then,
Yes.
the finals will be over, most likely.
But we get into summer
Free agency, and before that, NBA draft.
And I have to say this really quick. The 7 footers will not slow down in the
Oh,
summer.
no.
The NBA has become a 365-day league
Oh yeah.
all year round.
All day, every
so
day.
we are here to stay. So
And we
whether
might be
you
doing
like
something
it or not-
special at the NBA draft. We're not sure yet, so
Yes,
stay tuned.
We are. Maybe.
Maybe. Stay tuned, guys.
See
Thanks
you
for
guys
watching.
next week.